Shir sponsor Louis Nishma Sam Yakashom Lab Basitzchok. We're holding in Bobakamo Daf Samach Zayin. We're starting in the third line. Rabbi Zeir Omar. There it says, what does Zeir tell us? We're talking about the idea of Shinui Hashem. And the Gemara told us that Shinui Hashem, when something changes his name, so then it's a Shinui. So ask the Gemara, what about when you have a beam in the house? The Gemara says you don't have to bring back the beam because the car's a shavim. Why the car's a shavim? Because it changed its name. It used to be a beam and now it became a roof. So now the Gemara says, well, we started talking about it a little bit in the previous daf. There, Shinui Hashem, when you take back, let's say you have a roof. Let's say it changed his name. It used to be a beam, now it's a roof. But if I break my roof and take down the beam, will it be called a beam again? Obviously, yes. It's still a beam. And maybe stop being a beam for a while while it was being used to hold up the roof. But if I break down the house and give it back to you, it becomes a beam. So it goes back to its original name. That's not a real Shinui Hashem. Says the Gemara, Shinui Hashem she'einu chayz l'briyos you have a Shinui. Okay, so you want to tell me, but if it doesn't change, if it changes the name and it doesn't go back, that's a full Shinui, and that in Chinami does work. So the Gemara varitzinoi, what about a pipe? What's a pipe? Pipe is a piece of wood. The word talks about those days you make the pipes from wood. And you have a piece of wood, it's a piece of wood. Then you make a hole in it, allowing the water to go through it, it becomes a pipe. So you change the name of it, now and you change what it is. You have a pipe that you made the hole into it, and then you connected it to the sewer system, which is the connected to the piping system, which is connected to the ground. It's placed the mikvah. Why? Because the water that goes through it is considered to be mayim she'uvim. It's not on the ground. This pipe is considered to be right? The din is, in order for a mikvah to be kosher, it needs to be water that wasn't drawn from the ground. It's water that always stayed in the ground. So as long as it's ground stuff, it stays sitting in the ground. But if you drew it out of the ground, now it became mayim she'uvim. You drawn water. Drawing water, it doesn't work. If I had a tzeder that before I connected to the ground, I made into a tzeder, and then I connected it, it's still considered to be not part of the ground. So the water that goes through it is mayim she'uvim. But if he first connected to the ground, and then he made a hole into it, so then it's not a kli, it's part of the ground. Ain't no place as a mikvah. So in order to become mayim she'uvim, it has to be a what? It has to become a kli that is poisonous, makes it mayim she'uvim. If you know what Shinui Hashem, you'll see if he changes the name, changes it. Even when he put it in the ground and then he made the hole, now it's puzzle. It should change. Why should it change? Because it changed his name. Before it was a piece of wood, and now it has a din of a pipe. Now it's very interesting. Why more than they ask from the fact that it's regular sheeting, right? You change it. One understands, I don't get you change it. If you change it when it's connected to the ground, you didn't make it into a kli. So the word says, oh yeah, but what about Shinui Hashem? It does have a different name. That's what the word's bothered by. So the word Shadi Yeshiva did Midirabanan. No, you're right. The whole din Yeshiva is not din Deraisa. As Midirabanan, why mayim she'uvim also works for the mikvah. It's only Midirabanan that doesn't work. So therefore, Rabbanan said that if you did it this way, it's fine. Yeah, I feel duration now. This is most if so in the original case also. Also, we get teres clear lebetolish. Okay, teres clear lebetolish. This is the Finnish Chazal said. If it was a vessel before it connected to the ground, so the water goes through it becomes mayim she'uvim. If it wasn't a vessel, even though now it is a vessel, it's not mayim she'uvim. It's all because of the Xavier, I don't want to take the water out of the ground, and then it may be a problem. So one basic word was another question. Hagano ve'agazlon ve'aonos. Right? So you have a gano who steals in hiding. The gazlon who steals out there in the open. Ve'aonos is someone who steals and pays money, which you saw earlier, is called a chamso. Hegdesh of Hegdesh, or Trumos of Trumo, Maser Meiser. If what they stole and made into Hegdesh, a Trumo or Meiser works. So you see that they are created. So you see the Yush works. Going back to the Sug of Yush. And we also make a Shiri Hashem. Also there you have Shiri Hashem. Timikore Tivla Vashto Trumo. Used to be before a Tevel on fixed roots. Now Truma changes the name. Hegdish Mikore Chuli Vashto Hegdish. Used to be Chuli. Now it's Hegdish. So that's why he changes the name. In other words, and this goes back to what I said before, you need to have Yush with it. So you have Yush, and now you change the name, it works. It comes with Asachas. Okay. So we now in the Shinu Shu Koide. How do you know Shinu Shu Koide? Shedemar, as we said before, Shinu Segzelo, Atom Loim, Asher Gozel, what's the word Asher Gozel? In Kate, Gozel Yaksiv, Mim Lav, Doim, Baal, Bayim Shloim. If it's Baal where you stole, give it back. If not, you have to give back only the money. Asher Gozel, says the Gemara. This word Asher Gozel, mean Baal, I need it. Lemute, Gezel Oviv, Shein, Moisim, Choim, Gezel Oviv. It needs to be that it doesn't belong to his father. Right? That even though his father doesn't pay chodesh, even if his father lied, you don't pay. The Asher Gozal if the boy understands, you look for the Asher Gozal that only when it wasn't the father. So when Kenichta Mechwana Vishivas Gzeiloi, you say he give back his Gzeiloi. Rashi says, and not Gezalav. Asher Gozal Lav, the right is the word Asher Gozal. Malam Amirta, showing the entire, you learn both. You learn also that Shir is Koine and also Gezalav. You get the Amr of Chizor Yeris without a Shir She'ein or Koine. How do you know Shir does not work? Not like we said till now. Shir is like Zelo, Mikolokom. You give it back the way it is. In fact, give Asher Gozal, whatever the word Asher Gozal. When you buy Leag Zelo, Shalom Masim Choimish, famous in Choimish or Gezalaviv, you pay only you pay Choimish only on his own Gezel, not on the Gezel of his father. Meaning, just explain, so we mean if the father stole, so the son will not be Choimish. The son of the father stole, and actually even though he did a shvua, the son that is Yerush the father, he won't be Choimish. That's what means a Shar Gozal, the person only what he stole, not what his father stole. So that's why you need to put the word, so I don't have any drush to tell me that Shinui is Koine. We spoke about the discussion about Yush, is it Koine or not Koine? So I'll tell you why you know the Yush is not Koine, at least we do right so. Shenema ve'evesiv gozul esapiseyach ve'sachoyle. It says regarding korban that you bring the korban, you're bringing the stolen korban. So what gozul do you pisech? Gozul is similar to a lame animal. Not pesa the lace at the kanto cloud. Pisech means you can't fix it. It's over. So that's what's that based. Have gozul the lace at the kanto. There's no fixing. Loish the yush, loish lachish. In other words, the same way a korban, which is lame, you can't bring to his back. So you can't bring a gozul korban, regardless if it was before yush or after yush. So you see from here that after yush, as it did, or before yush. Rava says, korbanoi v'la gozul. It says korbanoi is korban, not the stolen one. Amos, what's the case? Even if you yush, that's what we saw before. It's like more said in the previous daf. What are we talking about? Even before, it's right, that's the sorry, against Sarachbo. Even if they use, before you, Shito, Lavaliko, have to tell me after being a korban of your friend, it's not yours. Ela Lav Lachayush. Shvami Yush, Lakani, it's not working. Shvami no. That's a good one. So, we asked this question before, the more answer. We're talking about that he stole the korban of his friend. Not that he stole a korban and wants to use it for himself. That he stole an animal wants to use for himself. Says, well, you by same order, yeah, that's what was the original answer. He changed his mind. If you by same order, no, it's not Rava, or it's not Rappa, it's Rapapa. To tell me the what? That the one man armor holds that we're talking about. You see here, he stole his friend's korban. He can't bring his friend's korban on his behalf. But if he stole a regular animal and then he brought it, it works because it usually works. And the other man armor says that no, for me you see the usually does not work because that's what it is. And here you have a very, very, very long thesis that we're talking about here regarding the idea of mitzvah bava avero. And when do you say we don't say it? Because the chor over here, he's taking a carbon of his friend and he wants to use it. Maybe the reason is because mitzvah bava avero. So you see from the Gemara that if there is use, you can bring it even though mitzvah bava avero. So when do we say mitzvah bava avero? In that, a very, very long case. It's Al Nagah back to the Gemara and Sukkah regarding mitzvah bava avero. Says the Gemara, Midas Tashlumi Abba Chamisho, learn the mitzvah Abba Chamisho, you have the only cases you pay 4 and 5 is by a shor and say, is by an axe and a sheep. That's the only time you pay it. You don't pay that 4 or 5 in any other item. Say, well, why? As we learn in the end of Shor Shor Paro, then you learn from Shabbos the whole Kol Kula when it says Shor v'Chamar. It talks about all animals, including birds. So maybe the birds should be the same thing. By Sinai. When it says that you're not allowed to, it's something by Shabbos. When it says you're not allowed to work your shor chamor, you're not allowed to work your ox and your donkey. It means also chayo. It also means oif. So it usually the same thing. The pasuk says shor v'seh shnei piyamim. It says shor v'seh twice. Shor v'seh im midachin eloi. Dafka b'shor v'seh you have 4 times, not any other korban. Amrei. The word has 1 second. So where does it say shor v'seh? So here it's kedai to see the psukim. Just we'll read the psukim inside. What are we talking about? Because we talk about you have to pay 4 and 5. The lashon of pasuk is we're talking about Pasha Mishpatim. We're back to the same psukim that we had before. Ki yigdar ish shor or seh. Person stole an ox or a sheep. Either shechted or sold it. Chamisha boker yishar tachas hashor. You should pay 5 boker for the shor. Or harbatzoin tachas haseh. So it says shor and seh twice. It says if you stole shor and seh, then it says you pay 5 times for the shor and 4 times for the seh. So shor and seh is mentioned twice. So the Gemara, why is it mentioned twice? You can say only once to teach you the only for shor and seh you paid. Says the Gemara now. Which shor v'seh is extra? You should say it. Even if shor v'seh the same for biater, what you have to pay 5 times for the shor, 4 times for the seh. The need to have ki you shor or seh v'tvoch or mechora. You should right. If you steal a shor and a seh and you shechted or you sold it, chamishu b'geshar tachtov v'avatzoy tachtov. Just pay 5 and 4. Don't say shor and seh again. So you can't say that. Because of what I can be right like that, by Shalumi Tishor Kolechad Echad. Maybe you're saying this when a person stole a shor and a seh, he should pay for the shor 5 times bakar and 4 times seh. And if he stole a seh, he should pay 5 times bakar and 4 times seh. You have to pay 9 times. How do I know you pay for the shor 5 and for the seh 4? V'chitena aktiv tachtov chad. Tachtov means only 1. So so the Gemara, right? Aktiv tachtov, taftechad miyata. One is extra. How you buy the Josh Achino? We need for another Josh. Tanyo, Yechol good of shor say. You shor shavim money. You bought it. You stole shor worth 100. You shot tachtov the gidim can pay low lame animals. Tomal tachtov has to be exactly the same valuation. You can't just give a regular animal. It's be the valuation of what he stole. Ella shor v'seh the ratio miyuta. What the shor said beginning of pasuk miyuta. The person will steal and he shech to sold. Have to pay 5 for the shor and 4 for the seh. So I know everything. We have to say shor v'seh in the beginning. So we know because how can we say like this? The goniv trade the tovach lehu. Maybe you have to steal both. When you steal, so then you pay 5 for the shor, 4 for the seh. You have to steal both. If you steal only a shor, only a seh, you won't pay. Maybe it means you have to. He says only one of them is shechted. Maybe you have to steal both and sell both. He says you sell only one. So they will still only for one. Maybe you'll tell me you have to steal both, and then shecht one of them and steal one of them in order to go into this to this digging. Without that, you don't have the chamish arba v'chamisha. So or mocher. So we'll still have a problem. Maybe you have to steal shor v'seh. And you shecht one of them. Or Basbir Chad Shaykhat. So what I'm going to say, I can't take away the word shor in the beginning. Because if you take it away, you'd say, if you steal, you pay 5 for the shor and 4 for the say. Maybe you have to steal both. You don't have to shecht both, you have to steal both. But maybe you have to steal both. It says the more Ella shor the safe of the seder should be out there. So they want to know. I'm not talking about erase the shor v'seh from the beginning or erase shor v'seh at the end. No. Erase one in the beginning and one in the end. How are you going to write it? The Gemara should write the following thing. The Torah should write the following thing. Ki ignoid ishor. When a person steals an axe, and you either shafted or sold it, Chamisha bokor yishan tachto. You pay 5 bokor for it. Now you know shor. Still shor, pay 5 for it. Now continue the pasuk and say, "Ve'arba tzoy tachas and pay 4 tzoy for a. So now you know it says you stole only 1. Sure, you pay 5 for it. Then it says another thing, 4 for the say. You stole a say, pay 4. Why have to say shor the say for the seder ratio? Why do they have to say the word shor in the end? Tachas a shor. And why have to say kingdom shor of the say in the beginning? Lamali, why need it? Shvami no shor of the say midachini loy. So here you learn that the shor say, not any other things. Here you learn a special thing. That the idea of a above the chamisha, you pay 4 times the shor, and 4 times the say, and 5 times the shor, it only applies in an axe and a sheep. But if you took any other animal and you shept it or you sold it, you don't pay the 4 or 5, you just pay the double, and that's it. Okay, so we'll stop over here in the 2 dots, and Be'ez Hashem continue tomorrow night.